Hey there, this is Isolde Trachtenberg. I hope you enjoyed today's encore show. This is an encore posting of the Self-Made Creative Podcast, as this show used to be called. New episodes will return May 29th with the inimitable Ryan Hayashi. Until then, if you like what you're hearing, please rate, review, and comment. Subscribe to the show so I can keep bringing you the best content for your creativity, your business, and your life. Hello, my loves, and welcome to today's episode of the Self-Made Creative Podcast. My name is Isolde T, and I'm super happy you're here. Here is where I explore how to succeed at the crossroads of creativity and business. Today, I want to explore teaching others, passing on what you know. Now, there are times when everybody and his grandmother has a webinar or an online class or something to pass on what they know, what they're doing, what their expertise is. We're pretty ubiquitous with those right now. There are lots of people who are doing it, and I think it's great. And here's why. Because in order for us to benefit from other people's wisdom, those other people have to be willing to give us what they know. The trick, of course, is to figure out what's a good fit. Something you might think is a good fit might end up not being one. Yikes. One of the things you'll notice right now is that you're hearing all sorts of noises, and that's because it's a super windy day here in Maryland, and this is a raw, real, and unedited podcast, so you're getting to hear all the branches falling, and a big one just fell. Yikes. Anyway, so to get back to what I was saying, you need to look at this with a measured, discerning eye. Whatever online sources or classes you want to take, look and see if they actually fit for you before you sign up. See if there's a free version. See if there's a buy-in later. Whatever it is you need to do, make sure it's going to be a good fit before you start. That's on the learning side. On the teaching side, are you an expert? Do you know what you're doing? Here's the thing about that, and I have a kind of an unusual perspective, I'll say. I started teaching others back when I was, I would say, a teenager. I was auditioning. I just talked about this the other day. How funny. I was auditioning for Michigan State Honors Choir, and I had no voice. And I was terrified. At the same time, the couple of hundred other young women who were auditioning in the same room as I was, we were all sitting there waiting, practicing until it was our time to go in. We were all nervous. We were all terrified. And here's what I did. We needed to practice and nobody knew what to do. And I had seen, through playing the violin, the conductor for the symphony I played for conduct. So I stood at the bottom of the room. There was a staircase leading up. It was a lecture hall. And I raised my hands and conducted everybody in practicing for the next, I'd say 20 minutes, half an hour. And all the young women in the room were like, wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. That was great. How long have you been doing it? And I said, this was my first time. Oh, wow. Well, college will be a breeze for you. You're so good at this. And I said, no, I'm a sophomore. And they were shocked. And the reason they were shocked was because they didn't expect someone as young as I was to be able to have the guts to get up there and do it. And I figured, I know this and I know more than they do, so I'm just going to do it. And so it took that confidence and that leap of faith to go, I know more than they do, so I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And that sort of started me on the path of going, even if I'm not a complete expert, if I know more than other people, then I have a responsibility to help them and to teach them if they need and want the help. So recently I did a social media training for a number of colleagues and taught them the way I think of using Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, etc. And again, I'm not an expert, but I knew more than they did, and I could at least start them on the path. And that was really important to me. Another way of looking at it is in a kind of a strange way. You know, when you're being chased by a crazed dragon, you don't have to be faster than the dragon. You just have to be faster than the person next to you, which sounds a little odd, but that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like you don't have to be a complete expert. You just have to know more than the people around you to see who needs help and then try and help them. And that brings me to one of my favorite quotes. It's from Sherry Tepper and from her book, Gibbon's Decline and Fall, Speculative Fiction. I love it. Feel free to check it out of your local library if you can find it. It's probably out of print by now. Anyway, the quote is as such. One character is talking about another, and the quote is, "Find your sun-warmed stone," she used to say to us. "Go there, build your house there, and then reach down and pull others up." And that's what I feel is our responsibility to each other. Once we have achieved or have gotten to a place, we can reach down and help pull others up. Go out there, folks, and pass on what you know, and together we'll all make it through. Until next time, I send you my love, and remember, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes or Google Play. It would mean a ton to me. Love ya. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and please tell your friends about the community we're building here. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright Isolde Trachtenberg 2019. Today's music was from Kevin MacLeod, Laser Groove, and Ave Marimba, brought to you by Creative Commons License 3.0. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, I send you all of my love.